question?
The comment, that is why we do attend these, to broaden the vision and bring new ideas that are being put to use in other communities to this table. So thank you for attending, Councillor Sherry. All those in favor of receipt? Opposed? Carried. We have no delegations not to items not pertaining. This is now then period. I invite anyone who has any questions of staff to come forward and or questions. Newspaper first.
Acting Mayor and Councillors, my name is James Cunningham. I live at 202 Victoria Road. I noticed this evening that on 2 occasions that you've been quoted some information from the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I have 2 questions for you this evening. First of all, I'm going to give you my quote from the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and it's under page 5, and it's under equality rights. Individual is equal before and under the law, and has the right to equal protection and equal benefit of the law, without discrimination based on race, national or ethnic origin, color, religion, sex, age, or mental or physical disability. I ask you this evening, with the adoption of the Street Entertainers bylaw on tonight's agenda, Acting Mayor, can you assure me that the paragraph I have just read to you is being acknowledged by all city staff?
Well, what I can tell you that certainly it's in the intention and the direction of this council to enforce any of our bylaws within the context of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and to do otherwise would be subject to challenge.
Okay, that answers that question. My next question, and I believe it could probably be answered best by Councillor Brennan. Councillor Brennan, you are a former employee of the Doug Trail Law Office, according to the new Street Entertainers bylaw 5602. Do you believe, in your opinion, that these bylaws do not discriminate? And can you give me your definition of the word discrimination?
Well, James, I should tell you that I don't work at the Law Center anymore, and I'm not a lawyer. I never have been a lawyer, and I'm entitled to give legal opinions. So if I give you an opinion, it's just a layperson's opinion and how I would interpret the law.
Okay, so you can't answer that question for me. Is that what you're telling me?
I can't give you a legal opinion. I'm not entitled to. Only a lawyer can give a legal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you what I think.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Okay. So as long as you know that it's not backed up by any credential. I actually do, James, think that the law is being applied correctly here. I don't, when you read out the reasons, the prohibited grounds for discrimination, I'm not aware of any ground that was being breached. I can't see it. So unless you could point out to me that there was a ground that is going to be breached by this bylaw, I personally can't see it.
Okay, that's fine with me. That answers my question. And there is one more thing. I have my son with me this evening. He's a local busker as well. He's been singing in Nanaimo for 2 years and using a microphone. He can't reach up here to this one, so I've asked Mr. Bowden if he can give Robin his own microphone to speak this evening and ask a question. Go ahead. Turn on. Go ahead.
This is your chance. Well, come, please speak. Don't be worried. Come on.
Okay, he is shy, and I'm going to read the question. Robin is just learning to read in school. Robin wants to know from yourself, Acting Mayor, and councillors, why he is not allowed to use his microphone to sing anymore.
Are you gonna? That's the question you want me to?
That is the question. He is very shy, and he always has been, but that is his question.
Well, I think the bylaw was back and forth and debated, and we considered various options. The one that we came to was a compromise, and I would say, too, that it was on a 6-month trial. And I think the reason behind not using microphones for the human voice, it was considered that the human voice itself is an instrument, and that the busking is basically a face-to-face, more or less, in the context of a personal entertainment, not intended to be broadcast. And therefore, that was the reason that it was excluded, whereas the instruments that were allowed amplification were allowed on the basis that they couldn't be heard at all any other way. And we recognize that there is a range of abilities of the human voice, but the intent is that it be, as I say, more or less a face-to-face situation, and that was the reason for the bylaw.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any other questions? And please come forward and identify yourself.
My name's Heather Cunningham.
Pull the mic down, Heather.
Okay. My question deals with bylaw 5602, section 3.2.2, which you should all know if you have read the bylaws. I would like to know why you would put something as ridiculous as that in the bylaws, because it's just going to cause more confusion with people that don't understand it, like schizophrenic people, which I might add, there are 2 buskers that are schizophrenic.
Well, I'll throw to staff because I don't have the bylaw in front of me and I don't have it by memory, if you don't mind, Heather.
Mm-hmm.
Staff, could you help me out on what section we've got? And when we do, we'll come back to you with an answer.
I'm sorry, which section were you referring to?
Sorry, 6.2 you were referring to?
3.2.2.
Sorry,
2.
For those who don't have a bylaw in front of them, that section refers to the fact that we have gone to an alternating day scheme where some sites are only used on even days of the month and some sites are only used on odd days of the month. And so some are identified with a blue and some with a yellow star.
And the question is, why is that done?
Yeah.
Well, the very simple reason is to give some relief, well, I shouldn't say relief, that's not the appropriate expression, but to vary the sites so that the merchants will not have buskers in front on one, the next day they will, and it will add a variety, I hope, to the cosmopolitan nature of busking. We'll have different sites and different people, so it adds a little variety to the situation.
Yeah, but what if it is raining on an even day? Like, nobody busks on a rainy day.
Well, I guess it could rain on an odd day too.
Yeah, it could. Okay.
Any other questions?
Well, it looks like we're not going away. I've got questions. My first question to all of the members of council today. I'm Cathy Davis, and I'm at 519 Prideaux. My first question is, kind of looks like to me like maybe you haven't gotten the new copies of the bylaws. Has everyone read the new copies of the bylaws with the new amendment?
I believe they were circulated at the last meeting and were reviewed by council.
These bylaws were not available at the last meeting. These are the new ones that have just come out again. These are different than the ones you had last time. So has everyone a copy of these brand new bylaws?
Through to staff, were they not provided at the last reading for passage?
Your Worship, you have the copy referred to in front of you, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next question is, have the RCMP, who are going to be monitoring and giving tickets on these bylaws, have they been given copies of these bylaws and informed of the summary convictions?
Mr. Clements.
Well, Your Worship, the bylaw was just adopted about 10 minutes ago, as the delegation knows, and the RCMP received this in the morning management meeting, yes.